Hello, this is Mike. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted any videos in a long time, and I wanted to get on and post a video about my two favorite topics, being higher self-embodiment and evolutionary astrology. I've been spending lots of time learning and getting good at my astrology practice. And I wanted to get on and make a video about evolutionary astrology and how it is the astrology of infinite possibility and creativity. And I really just wanted to get on and just share my thoughts about I'm getting over a cold. Sorry if I sound bad. I really wanted to just talk about the astrology of possibility and free will, and how it integrates into embodying your higher self. And so what I wanted to talk about was, you don't have to know anything about astrology to have a higher self embodiment practice, a spiritual practice of separating your consciousness from your ego, your personality, and knowing who you are beyond those small human ideas about, things that people favor or don't favor. But astrology is such a amazing framework to understand the purpose and also just the dynamics of what the soul is trying to accomplish through a personality structure. And so one of the really cool ways I like to think about just the multidimensionality and the enormously expanded conception of evolutionary versus fatalistic astrology is that the birth chart for a person is not static. It is it's not a thing, it's not a noun, but it's an evolving, living process, which is why newspaper horoscopes don't make any sense, because they condemn signs to just these specific outcomes and just cartoonish behaviors, when in actuality they're pathways that have a goal, they have a strategy for achieving the goal, and they have high possibilities and low possibilities, and it's all based on what free will chooses. And so the chart, the configuration of the planets, the angles between them, what signs and elemental energies are emphasized and allied to themselves in different ways, and in ways that make them cause tension and perhaps some problems. So the chart is a process. It's not a noun, it's a verb. And of course, over time, the planets keep moving and influencing the chart, and things change, and developmental themes arise and dissolve back into the chart based on how you either consciously respond or unconsciously respond. And all of the while, the soul is using the chart to affect the evolutionary past of the soul, or perhaps it's more clear to say the karmic past of the soul, meaning unresolved issues, blind spots based in old habits and tendencies from past lives, or, genetic disposition, if you're scientifically minded. And the chart is the suggestion for the soul, or rather, it's the suggestion from the soul to the individual, for saying, here is how you can most directly confront your karmic issues, the things that make you feel like you're far away from your higher self. The chart suggests pathways and choices and strategies to confront those and heal them. And it doesn't happen automatically. It has to be chosen. For example, with Capricorn, which is basically the most emphasized energy in my chart, great to choose a mountain or a target, a great work, something to focus your energy on over time, and then to build your way into that with self-discipline and integrity and self-control, and placing your intentions over your emotions. That's the evolutionary work of Capricorn, to feel dignity from accomplishing something meaningful that makes you feel like you accomplished a significant thing, and you chose it. It's not something that just happened. It wasn't automatic, but you did it because the evolutionary intention for Capricorn is to prove to yourself that you can do what's difficult, and then feel good about your hard work once it's paid off. And so that's the karmic medicine for healing the for if Capricorn energy gets unconscious, and the workaholic energy of working too hard at the expense of your body and self-care and taking care of yourself. I'm not trying to get into the theory of that, but Cancer is the opposing sign, so if you go too far one way, the correcting energy counterbalances it the other way. And in astrology, it's all about integration and the harmonization of opposites. So ultimately, the soul wants to be at the balance point between perfect emotional control, being empathic and nurturing, and protective of yourself in the way that's most appropriate for you, but also intentional and with healthy self-discipline, not letting emotions just control you and take you where you don't want to be. But anyway, the point of all this is that the chart is a living, dynamic energy. It's a process that's happening over time, where it can be seen as both the psychological snapshot of how you experience the planetary energies in your chart, which is to say how you experience yourself. But it's also the kind of the treasure map that allows you to orient yourself to a place where it feels like it would be hard to get there and challenging, and it's going to bring up a lot of things to go in that direction, but it's the most rewarding thing for your soul to heal the karma that your soul wants to heal through your lifetime, through your personality. And my practice of evolutionary astrology, I just love to bring in the higher self embodiment aspect to this. The basis of what the system I'm learning from is Stephen Forrest's system. However, before I got really deep into his system and learning it the way that he teaches, I was diving extremely deeply into my Sun and Neptune-Uranus conjunction, which is the astrological way of saying I'm very open and interested in how the mystical aspect of consciousness, which I've come to call the higher self, how it can integrate and be a living everyday reality for us as egos, as solar personality structures, when all of our other aspects of our mind and heart orbit our sense of who we are, the sun, our sanity, our vital force, our structure, values, and things that make us experience and feel that we know who we are. And then Neptune being the mystical, unique spiritual journey of the soul. That higher self embodiment, in my unique interpretation of evolutionary astrology, it's that's the intention of ultimately of the soul through lifetimes, is to reconnect to the higher self while still in form, and realize that ultimately the higher self is it's just a higher octave of the sun in the chart. You know, all suns originate from one central idea of what a sun is. It's a point of light in the universe that generates enormous energy from nuclear fusion. You know, the idea of the great central sun. All suns converge at a center point, same as how all higher selves converge into a center point. And, you know, that's the work of evolutionary astrology, is converging all of your separate parts of who you experience yourself to be, the shadow parts of you that you don't want to feel or confront, about damaged parts of you from the past. You know, that's the job of the water element: healing, regeneration, and recovery. My Pluto transiting through Capricorn has been like a long-term I don't want to say cataclysm, but inner cataclysm, kind of, just complete leveling and reconstruction of what you think and know about yourself and the world. And yeah, so the higher self wants to transmute the karma that it's brought into the lifetime in the chart, based in the nodes of the moon and their relationships to other parts of the chart. And higher self embodiment is, to me, it's rather synonymous with evolutionary astrology, the evolution of the soul through lifetimes, eventually returning to source. And so that has been about what I wanted to share in this video. I am trying to get back into making videos like this more consistently, because I've been spending lots of time memorizing the theory and technicalities of evolutionary astrology and reading birth charts. And what I don't have much experience in yet is actual sessions, actual readings with people in front of me. And so that's the thing I'm currently working on, trying to find ways to get better at, which is a challenge because I'm kind of a hermit, and also because of COVID, of course, making it difficult to do anything in person, to the to the detriment of all introverts out there who already had or have a hard time going out and doing things in person. Well, thank you for listening. This has been Mike. Thanks for listening and tuning into my channel, Astrological Ascension. Until we meet again, goodbye.